Hello there, this is State Representative John Patterson in my basement office, and looking to bring you up to speed as to what's happening with respect to education funding and the reforms that we've proposed prior to the quarantining we're all doing. Keep in mind, I was supposed to, and I will, once the library is open, return to Kingsville and provide this to you in person. But I was asked to do the best I can to bring you up to speed as to where we are. Currently, Representative Cupp and I are still working to fine-tune parts of House Bill 305. When we were looking through the critique that was offered in the hearings, and we realized we needed to address and do a deeper dive to see exactly how it is funded and what changes need to be made. For example, we're looking at the issue with distribution. And by that I mean, how do we determine what a fair local share might be? There are some districts who are incredibly poor in terms of property wealth and wealth relative to their residents. And one of the criticisms we received was that the formula as proposed in 305 did not take that into account. We're looking into that, and we think we've come up with a different formula, a sub-formula I should say, to address that particular criticism. Another area, aid for the economically disadvantaged. And we have taken a real deep dive into this area and have come up with some ideas to expand the definitions for what that money can be dispersed. Currently, right now, the definitions are rather narrow in terms of the things that were suggested. For example, a longer school year, potentially, or hours for those students who are coming to us from economically disadvantaged homes, special programming, things along those lines. And the idea was to expand the definitions to allow a little bit more leeway for local districts to expend that money, knowing best where it should. In addition, transportation. We received some pushback that the transportation component of the overall formula wasn't as accurate as it should be, that there are some districts who, through no fault of their own, drive miles and miles before picking up students. The density just isn't there. So we're looking to add a density supplement to the transportation formula, and also looking for a more robust school bus purchase plan. And that will definitely help districts, knowing that a new school bus costs somewhere between $85,000 and $90,000, depending. And for the last 10 years now, a little over 10 years, dating back to 2009, the state purchased new school buses, and as a result, money that is spent on buses is money that is not spent in the classroom, and it's really put a very difficult place our school districts have found themselves into, whether they spend money on classroom instruction or on something as necessary as transportation. So we again are looking at that. Open enrollment. We originally thought that this was going to be a wash, that no district would be incentivized to promote open enrollment or to accept open enrollment. And it's been pointed out to us that perhaps we should have taken another look at this, and we are. And as a result, we're waiting for a simulation from Legislative Service Commission. Legislative Service Commission that will give us some additional insights into that particular area of the formula. And finally, community school funding. The concept all along has been for us to fund schools separately, that the traditional public school the funding for that would come from one pot, and the funding for the charter schools would come from another, and they would not be commingled. We're not going to, and this was not our intent, to get into the debate about the existence of charters or not. That's a policy debate. This is simply an effort to arrive at a fair school funding formula. We've taken on that particular simulation to come back to us from Legislative Service Commission. So overall, we're getting closer. We know that because of this current crisis, money is going to be tight, and it's possible, quite possible, that only a fraction of this formula will be put into place. But the concept is, and the precipice is very real, and I speak of an economic precipice, that there currently is no funding formula, and if nothing is done, schools are going to face an even more challenging times, if you will, is that we are striving to have a mathematical formula ready to go that can be implemented when funding is available or as funding is phased in. But the formula, and we wished it would have been in place at this point, because one of the underpinnings of the entire effort is to have a formula that can withstand the vagaries of an economy. It would have been a great field test had this been implemented to see how it would have withstood the economic conditions that await us now. So we'll see how that goes. I will continue to keep you up to date. We are very close now to resubmitting a substitute bill that will encompass all of these tweaks to the original implemented to see how it would have withstood the economic conditions that await us now. So we'll see how that goes. I will continue to keep you up to date. We are very close now to resubmitting a substitute bill that will encompass all of these tweaks to the original House Bill 305 as introduced, and we'll keep you up to date as to that particular progress. But that's where we stand as of today, Earth Day. In fact, tonight I have a phone call with Representative Cupp again to go over the finer points of parts of this that I've already shared with you. So hope to see you soon, Kingsville, and please stay safe out there, stay healthy, and stay at home if you can. Thank you so much.